Right now, local dreamers are marching to defend DACA. The Supreme Court hears arguments to roll back the program that protects immigrants brought to the U.S. as children. And the governor signs a new executive order to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion in state agencies.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 on this Tuesday afternoon. We're reaching record-breaking cold today. Let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your first alert forecast. It looks nice if you look out the window.
Yeah, it does look nice if you look out the window. But one of the things that you don't hear us say all the time is snow in South Texas, and that is what we have seen this morning. This is wintry weather all the way down towards this Texas-Mexico border. This is a testament of the Arctic air that is truly gripping much of the country now. We come back home to Wisconsin and we are free of the snow. High-resolution Doppler is getting a much-needed break after tracking the winter storm that we had move through yesterday. It's hard to find cloud cover out there as well. This Arctic air really doesn't allow any kind of rising motion in the atmosphere, so you get those crystal blue skies, but temperatures are indeed cold. We're at 14 right now in Madison. Other places are in the teens as well. Most of us anywhere from about 12 towards 18 degrees in the warmest spot. That is Manitowoc right now, but those wind chills are indeed in the single digits. Our wind chill right now, too, and we're going to see those wind chills stay in the single digits, not just all day today, but even as we head into tomorrow morning as well. But as we look ahead, after the record cold today, we are watching another shot at some snow as we head into tomorrow that could impact the evening commute. And we will eventually warm up. I'll talk about when and what that looks like coming up in your forecast.
More snow.
Yeah, more snow.
All right, Chris, thank you. A live look now. Local advocates are rallying to save the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program. They marched to the Capitol this morning, and now speakers are sharing what the program means to them. DACA shields immigrants brought to the U.S. as children from deportation. The future of nearly 700,000 dreamers is on the line as the U.S. Supreme Court takes up the Trump administration's attempt to roll back the program today. Katherine Johnson has the latest from the Supreme Court.
Citizenship for help! Young undocumented immigrants known as Dreamers rallied in front of the Supreme Court Tuesday as the panel heard arguments in a case that could lead to their deportation.
Our home is here!
The Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, known as DACA, shields nearly 700,000 immigrants brought to the U.S. illegally as children from deportation. College student Min Koo Choi, who came from South Korea with his family as a teenager, is a DACA recipient.
This could be your neighbor, this could be your friends. It is impacting their lives and my life to the point where it can destroy and then erase everything.
President Trump ordered an end to DACA 2 years ago, saying President Obama overstepped his power when he created the program by executive action.
I'm a supporter of DACA, of the DREAM Act, of Congress passing legislation to provide lawful status and other benefits to people who are brought here illegally as children. But the president can't do that by himself.
Lower courts blocked President Trump's move to end DACA, leaving it up to the Supreme Court, which now has a 5-4 conservative majority. That includes President Trump's two appointees, Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh. President Trump has sent some mixed messages on DACA. Today, in the same tweet, he said many of the people in DACA are hardened criminals. And if the Supreme Court overturns DACA, a deal will be made with Democrats for them to stay. The court is expected to issue a decision in June. Katherine Johnson, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
And serious criminal records disqualify an individual from receiving DACA protection, and the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services has the discretion to terminate a DACA recipient protection if that person comes in contact with the criminal justice system. Former President Jimmy Carter is under observation at an Atlanta hospital following brain surgery this morning. A spokesperson says the procedure was to relieve pressure from bleeding on Carter's brain after he fell several times recently. Despite health setbacks, including recovering from cancer, the 95-year-old has continued teaching Sunday school and volunteering with Habitat for Humanity. A Bristol family is safe after a house fire this morning. Multiple departments responded to the home northeast of Sun Prairie on East Branch Road around 6 a.m. Temperatures were in the single digits, so crews had to take extra precautions to make sure the trucks and hoses wouldn't freeze up. Extra departments were also called in so firefighters could rotate in and out. More local news now. Governor Tony Evers has signed an executive order requiring state agencies to develop and implement equity and inclusion action plans. It also requires mandatory equity and inclusion training for all state employees. Representative Sheila Stubbs called the bill a call to action to fuel the efforts of organizers working to close extreme racial disparities in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin has reached a tipping point after opportunity and outcomes for Black residents has been dropping over the past 40 years and has fallen well below the national average. We must urgently address these issues and work on tipping the scales back toward equity.
The executive order also creates the Governor's Advisory Council on Equity and Inclusion. Dane County homeowners will see a small increase in their taxes next year. Last night, county supervisors approved a $663 million budget for 2020. According to the county, the average homeowner will see about a $25 increase on their taxes. The budget includes more funding for mental health services and prioritizes affordable housing and homeless prevention services. In response to last summer's historic flooding, it also includes millions of dollars to purchase land in flood-prone areas. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Change up your dinner time routine with a dish that's easy, budget-friendly, and downright tasty. You would think that with all the new recipes we come up with, I would have something different for dinner every night. But to tell you the truth, that's not the case. I often end up falling back on a few favorites. One of those is eggplant rollatini. And with eggplant being so reasonable right now, there's no better time to make it. We start by peeling a couple of eggplants and slicing them lengthwise, so they're about 1/8 of an inch thick. After dipping them in some beaten egg and then into Italian-style breadcrumbs, we pan fry them. Once they're all fried, we top them with a mixture we made by combining some ricotta, mozzarella, and Parmesan cheese, along with a few spices. A little fresh basil goes on top before rolling them up jelly roll style. Then we place them in a baking dish that we lined with spaghetti sauce. Once they're all rolled, we'll top them with more sauce and a good amount of shredded mozzarella before baking them off. When these come out of the oven, it's time to dig in. And since this makes a bunch, you can freeze some and reheat them whenever you need a quick dinner. The recipe for our Little Italy eggplant rollatini is online now. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an Italian lover's way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, Howard, thank you. Up next at noon, the unseasonably cold is hitting us hard today, and we have some snow on the way as well. Why not? Chris Reese has your first alert forecast next. Foods issues a wide recall affecting everything from vegetables to fish and chicken. And pack your patience this Thanksgiving travel season. Diane King Hall has your Money Watch report.
More jobs are on the chopping block at Juul. The e-cigarette maker says it will be slashing 16% of its workforce, or about 650 jobs. That's up from plans to cut 500 jobs. The cuts come amid a nationwide crackdown on vaping. Whole Foods has issued a recall of 70 different items due to possible listeria contamination. The recall covers an array of vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower, as well as fish, chicken, and Chinese food items that were available on the store salad or hot bars or in store prepackaged containers. Contaminated products were sold between October 10th and November 4th of this year. Twitter is asking for public feedback on its deepfake policy plans. Deepfakes create realistic videos of people appearing to do something they did not do. Twitter's new proposal includes putting a notice next to tweets that share manipulated data, warning users before they like or share it. Twitter also says it may remove manipulated tweets if they pose a threat. And pack your patience because Thanksgiving is expected to be one of the busiest holidays for travel this year. According to TripAdvisor, 36% of people are planning to travel for Thanksgiving. That's up 5% from 2018. This year, more than half of people plan to drive, and 35% will fly. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Thank you, Diane. At the noon hour, the Dow Industrials up 38 points. The NASDAQ also up 38. The S&P 500 adds 10 points. Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee is in the radio barn on this Tuesday. Hello to you.
Hello to you. Yeah, they're talking all of the travel. Well, that's depending on what Mother Nature does to us in Wisconsin. I think we've already seen she gets the upper hand on us. That's what they're talking about in the market today as well, Mark, is this weather situation and prolonged problems that it brings, not just to Wisconsin farmers, but farmers across the United States. Yesterday being Veterans Day, we will get our latest crop progress report this afternoon. The trade estimate right now is that probably 60 to 65% of our corn is harvested across the United States. So obviously, that's not where we want to be at this stage in November. Here in Wisconsin, our farmers are not only concerned about their getting the harvest in, but what the yield's looking like. This year, they're expecting that our corn yield is going to be down about 9 bushel compared to last year, which wasn't a great year, and our soybeans probably down anywhere from 2 to 4 bushel compared to last year. Potato growers are the only ones that are seeing a better year in 2019 than what they saw in 2017 or 2018. Now, the markets on the midday are trending higher. The corn, soybeans, and wheat are all going a little bit higher. The other topic we're watching is the need for feed. A lot of our livestock owners are going to find themselves short of hay again this year. Dr. Dan Undersander, retired forage specialist, said as we go into the winter months, we now know we're not going to get another cutting of hay, so prices are starting to crawl up. They're right in the neighborhood of $200 per ton for good quality hay if you can find it, and then going up this week $40 to $50 a ton. So trying to find it can be as big an issue. May have to go all the way into Canada. Barrel cheese dropped $0.015 today to $2.31.5. 40-pound block cheese down 7.5 to $1.94. Double A butter today unchanged, $2.06 3/4 per pound. So, like I said, I just had a Channel 3 viewer send me an email and say, I'm driving around out here. Boy, there seems to be a lot of corn still standing. Yes, corn actually can stand in the snow, Mark. We can wait for the things to kind of unfold as far as weather, but not too much snow, or then we can't get the heavy equipment in there. Farmers wanted the ground to freeze so that they could get the heavy equipment out there to harvest. But if we get too much measurable snow, that we can't contend with. Then we'd really have bigger problems. But corn can stand in snow, and we can still get it harvested.
I didn't know that. Learned something new today.
There we go.
All right, Pam, thank you. We'll see you next time. Chris has more snow in the forecast, unfortunately.
Yep, I sure do. But I also want to talk about this, 47. That's the temperature in Kodiak, Alaska right now. Anchorage International Airport at 29 right now. Fairbanks, Alaska at 4. That is where we started here in Wisconsin this morning. Right now we're at 14 degrees, but we did set a record low. Not only did we set the new record low at 4 for today, but we tied the record low for yesterday as we dropped to 9 just before midnight. So if you've heard someone say, it's never been this cold on this day before, well, they are absolutely right. And that record cold is going to be sticking around for today, but we're watching that next round of snow that's going to be coming in by the time we get you towards tomorrow night. We could see impacts to the evening commute, and then eventually those temperatures will rise above freezing. We just have to get through the west of this week before that happens. Clear skies out there right now. Plenty of sunshine. We are at 14. Winds out of the northwest at 9 miles per hour. There is indeed a wind chill as well at 2 here in Madison. 13 in the Dells. 16 as you work your way over towards Janesville. Mineral Point also coming in at 16. One of the warmer spots is Boscobel at 17 degrees right now. But then when you factor in the wind, it does feel a lot cooler in a lot of spots spots. 3 is what it feels like in Monroe. And thankfully, none of us feel below 0, as a lot of areas did this morning, but those wind chills don't move much as we go throughout the day. We'll see the peak wind chill right around 4 o'clock with today's high of 18. That's when it'll feel like 7. Then as we head into the overnight hours, watch those wind chills fall right back towards the 0-degree mark, if not below 0 at times. With all that cold, thankfully, there is no snow falling over the area right now. Things are dry across much of the upper Midwest. That is thanks to this high pressure that remains in control. But we're watching the new low that's already starting to move in across parts of southern Canada. That's going to be the next snowmaker as that begins to approach. Clouds begin to increase on Wednesday. Here comes that snow. But check the time. This is Wednesday at 3 o'clock as we start to see some of that moving on into the area. Here's a closer look at home. We'll time this all out. We'll see those clouds increase overnight. We'll actually wake up a little bit warmer tomorrow morning with those temperatures into the teens. By lunchtime, light snow begins to break out over the area. Here we are at 12:30. We get you towards 6 o'clock, and everyone is seeing the light snow. This is what you're driving home in tomorrow afternoon. This will mean impacts to the commute with temperatures in the teens and 20s. It is going to be hard to salt the roads beforehand, but it gets out of here quickly. By midnight, the snow is long gone, and at that point, the plows will be able to get things cleared for us as we head into your Thursday morning. But we're looking at 1 to 3 inches of snow again across the area. We're just trying to fine-tune the details on whether or not that chance is going to be greatest towards the south or greatest towards the north. But this model right now is pretty much in between the two spreads with a broad brush of that light snow over all of us. So again, we are watching that one closely, but beyond that snow, it's sunshine Thursday and Friday. Oh, do I see a 34? Yes, I do. That is a temperature that is above freezing, and we could see the low 40s by the time we get you towards next week. Here's something I haven't mentioned in a while. Rain is in the forecast by next Wednesday.
Well, almost to normal temperatures.
Almost to normal temperatures. You know, the average temperature is 46. So even still, that 10-day forecast was colder than average. But I've been looking ahead, and by the end of November, all of the country has a probability of seeing above normal temperatures.
Yeah, it's one thing, we're not alone with this.
No, you're not.
Everybody's suffering. All right, Chris, thank you. Next at noon, if you have concerns about your pet, now is your chance to get expert advice. Dr. Jim Orvik is here from the Oregon Vet Clinic. 270-9933, the number to call. We'll get to your questions right after this.
News 3.
Back, Dr. Jim Orvik is joining us from the Oregon Vet Clinic, taking your pet calls at 270-9933. Good to see you again.
Good to be here.
We got some calls, so let's get started. We'll start with Cindy in Stoughton. Hi, Cindy. What's your question?
Hello, I have a 22-year-old female cat. She's urinating outside her litter box, and she's also pulling some of her hair out. And unfortunately, I don't know what's going on with her. At first, I thought it was a UTI, but her urine looks clear that I've been able to visualize, but I have not been able to get it in for a sample to have it checked to see if it is a UTI. I'm just wondering what's going on with her. She does have hyperthyroidism.
22 years old.
Yeah, well,
Congratulations.
that's part of the problem, but the hyperthyroidism, has it been tested for that, and has any treatment been done?
She's getting YD cat food at the present time.
That's it? No medication for the hyperthyroidism?
No medication as yet. We have not been too aggressive with her because of her age.
Mm-hmm.
And she's only 5.3 pounds.
Yeah, well, it'd be good to get the thyroid shut down some, because that affects everything, really. And the other thing at that age with clear urine, could be kidney. Have you tested her kidneys? It could be that. No, she's gone. But it could be
medication
kidney,
for the thyroid.
could be diabetes, could be a whole bunch of things. So need to check the urine next.
All right, let's go to Linda in Poinette. Hi, Linda.
Hi.
Hi, what's your question?
My question is that I have a Pomeranian and a little Yorkie, and I've done everything to get rid of the fleas.
Oh,
and
you
they're
have
just,
fleas. You're seeing fleas.
Oh, I can see them, and I've given them flea baths. I bombed my house. I bought Frontline. I bought this other special stuff from the vet.
Do you have other animals that come to visit?
Nope.
You're not in an apartment building or anything?
No, I live in a little house, and they have their own privacy fence.
Okay, we're out of time. I'm going to put you on hold, and Doctor will talk to you off the air. If you're on the line, stay there. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
Chris has a final check of the forecast.
Yeah, temperatures do stay cold today, but at least we keep that sunshine around. We'll warm up a couple more degrees to see those highs right around 18, but then we're chilly overnight tonight as well, as overnight lows fall towards 7. An alert day continues for Wednesday. That's for the morning cold, along with accumulating snow for the evening rush hour.
All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4. Have a great afternoon.